It's not a shonen boss battle until you have a transformation, or a fusion, or whatever power-up you could come up with. We now officially have a boss battle. By that I mean from a design point of view. You can't get any more boss-like than a transformation. The climax is here with Deku arriving to the scene and aiming to stop Overhaul for good. The chapter aims to set up to the highly likely endgame boss of the arc. The chapter starts with a flashback and it kind of went off a little too long. Mainly because it recapped the past events and other key moments. It's like how the anime constantly remind you of the character's name and quirk. You just have to remember everything up to this point. It could be the longest arc yet, so I can see why the mangaka would do something like this. It's just the rush you had from the last chapter still kicking in, and you kind of don't want to be halted by anything but the action. The one moment I do like, and probably would have been better if it solely focused on it, is the hype boost by Rocklock. It's a good thing that they brought up the thought of what happens if League of Villains were to be part of the mission, since it was challenging Aizawa to go back on his word or follow it. Rocklock recounted all the moments they have gone through, and falling back would ruin everything. I got a bone to pick on this, but I'll wait until the arc is over. Nevertheless, it was an inspiring push that Deku and others needed. It's neat to learn the reason why Rocklock was being stubborn with the students joining the mission. I wasn't even aware that he was married and has a child, but it is his most treasured moment of his life. It's true on what they say, when you have a family of your own, you will change. He always sees them as children, nothing more than that. He was inspired by them, that not only that they can handle for themselves, but they showed great potentials to be heroes that can surpass his generation. The most interesting note from this flashback is with Twice and Toga. It appears that they are planning to do something against Overhaul. Judging by Toga, you could already sense that they want that revenge so badly. I'm curious on what exactly they're going to do to make him suffer. So I suppose their purpose is to get that revenge. Well, there goes that alliance. Honestly, my favorite moment of the chapter is with Night Eye analyzing the scene and sees Mirio with Eri on his side, confirming that he has fulfilled the mission. The part that got me is the hug scene from him. It's a small sincere moment that gets me. It would be so sad to know that Mirio can't use his quirk anymore. Still, the feeling of accomplishment is profound, and I couldn't be any happier for him. That was worth it after flashback. The teamwork with Deku and Aizawa was pretty neat. Deku punches Overhaul back, and Aizawa steps in to erase his quirk. It's a good combo. Hope to see more of those in the future. It's also clever for Overhaul to recover Chrono to the state he can use his quirk and strikes at Aizawa. It's a shame that he got cut, and that's enough to cause him to slow down. That works to Overhaul's advantage in order to use his quirk before Aizawa could even blink. Well played from both sides. I like this type of teamwork. This isn't a setup chapter, though it does set up the major boss battle by the end. It's actually clever to have someone like Nemoto and destroy him, only to repair in a power-up fusion transformation. It's the old shonen formula. It's not the finale until the boss enters his final transformation. This is definitely the end of the line for Overhaul, unless he somehow miraculously survived and escaped from the heroes. Let's see how much havoc he will cause before it ends. The visual is pretty stellar, especially once we return to the present timeline. The first double page is pretty damn cool. Watching Deku break in and punch the hell out of Overhaul. The sincere moment with Night Eye and Mirio is heartfelt. The design of Overhaul's final form, yeah, let's just call it that, looks vicious. I thought it's cool that the peck opens up like a monster finally awakens to eat some flesh. It's a pretty good chapter that, despite the flashback may have gone long enough, or at least the placement could have done differently, it still carries the thrill of the last battle of the arc as well as building up the anticipation. While there is that tidbit with Twice and Toga, the center stage is on the heroes against the transformed Overhaul. Time to wrap it up. I'm giving this chapter an 8. This is definitely the climax of the arc, and it seems like Overhaul will be taken care of in this one, rather than being a long-term villain like Shigaraki. It all depends how he goes out this time. What are your thoughts of this chapter? How do you think they would defeat Overhaul? I know Deku is the only one that's standing. Well, technically there's Night Eye and Aizawa. Depends how slow he still is. But who knows? Maybe there would be a surprise. Or maybe it would be straightforward as Deku takes care of everything. But we'll see how this is gonna go out. And that will do it for the review. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you like this and want more of this, subscribe to my channel and my world will be yours to stay. Until next time, take care.